You have surely already heard of Holland, a country in the northwest of Europe, renowned for its magnificent and particular landscapes. But did you know that this country is actually called the Netherlands? If this first fact surprised you, then watch till the end, because today we are going to learn a lot. The 10 facts about the Netherlands that you are about to discover will certainly amaze you. To get the video off to a good start, we invite you to give us a like and to subscribe to our channel. Nothing could be easier, just click on the button, and why not activate the notification bell? Leave us your suggestions in comments, and get ready. Let's head to Holland, or the Netherlands. 1. A large population. If you expect to hear about the great feats of the Dutch people, think again, because here we are talking about greatness in the literal sense of the word. Indeed, Dutch people are the tallest in the world. The national average height is 1.72 m. Men are on average 1.84 m, and women 1.70 m. Suffice to say that when you are naturally short, you quickly feel like a dwarf. To give you an idea of the record of the Netherlands, it is necessary to see the averages of the other countries. In France, for example, men are about 1.75 meters tall, and women 1.62 meters. It seems that the inhabitants of the Netherlands have seen their height increase by 20 centimeters since the 18th century. But why is this population so tall? The reason is not yet fully known, and some research tends to prove that the environment is the cause. Both climatic and environmental conditions would favor a large size. 2. A land of water. There is one thing that differentiates the Netherlands from other European countries: it is a country of water. The nation's coastline stretches over 450 kilometers, bordering the North Sea. The Netherlands lives up to its name very well, given that a third of the country is below sea level. The lowest point in the country is 6 meters below the sea, while the highest point is perched, at 324 meters above sea level. The Dutch have therefore been waging a fierce battle against water for several centuries. Between dykes, hydraulic works, and everything else, all has been done to create living space. For example, in order to clear as much agricultural land as possible, a province was literally drained. It is called Flevoland. It must be said that it is quite impressive, because the territory is crossed by 3 major rivers: the Rhine, the Meuse, and the Scheldt. That's no less than 4,400 kilometers of navigable rivers, canals, and lakes. Most of these have been dug since the 17th century. 3. Architecture. Since we are talking about digging, building, and fitting out, let's talk about architecture. The Netherlands has managed to maintain its old traditions, and this is largely thanks to the atmosphere that reigns in the various cities. Whether you go to Amsterdam or Rotterdam, you don't feel out of place, and the atmosphere hasn't changed. You will always find buildings of the same style, cobbled streets, and, above all, canals and bridges. Being European, the country presents styles of architecture typical of certain currents. Those who are interested in it will have noticed that in the Netherlands, you can find classicist buildings as well as Renaissance buildings. But what marks most often, when crossing a Dutch street, are the houses. Typical Dutch houses are relatively small, and have rather imposing doors with large windows. They are made to be quite compact, as the Netherlands is one of the most densely populated countries in Europe. 4. Leaning houses. Let's keep talking about homes, if you don't mind. Of course, Dutch architecture is unique. But if there is one detail that stands out from other countries, it is this one. Did you know that these houses, especially in Amsterdam, tend to lean forward? And there, you must surely think that it is a calculation error, or a natural problem, but no, it is well done on purpose. In fact, Dutch builders tended to build like this, so they could hang a pulley from the top of houses. The goal is to be able to assemble furniture in the most practical way possible. Moreover, many of these houses have kept the hook which is used to hang a pulley, so that it could always be used. 5. A nation with many names. This 5th fact will surprise more than one. We are not necessarily talking about the power of the Netherlands, nor about the influence that the country may have had over time. However, the explorations of the Dutch people have left many traces on our map. The most glaring example is that of New Zealand. This country located on the other side of the globe takes its name from Zeeland, a province of the Netherlands. But it's really not the only country to have a name of Dutch origin. I do have another example for you. Still on the other side of the globe, Tasmania owes its name to the 17th century explorer, Tasman. Even Mauritius owes its name to Prince Maurice of Nassau. This man was the governor of the Netherlands, and it dates back to the 16th century. Finally, the Dutch influence even touches the United States. In New York, for example, the neighborhoods of Harlem, Brooklyn, or even Staten Island also come from Dutch names. 6. The color of carrots. Here's one you didn't see coming either. Originally, carrots were not orange. When you think about it, it makes sense. The vegetable grows in the ground and therefore never sees the sun. Therefore, it should not be as pigmented as other vegetables like peppers, for example. We therefore find species of white carrots, darker ones. It was in the 16th century that orange carrots were born. So, what is the relationship with the Netherlands? It's simple, the Dutch are the creators of orange carrots as we know them. This species was therefore created by man, by mixing red and white varieties, until obtaining orange specimens. The funniest thing about this story is that this orange variety was created especially to pay homage to the Prince of Orange. It is the name of the prince of the time, William of Orange-Nassau. And the orange has not lost its value since. Every year, on April 27th, a celebration called King's Day takes place. Let's not forget that the Netherlands is a kingdom. On this occasion, everyone celebrates in orange, with scarves, wigs, and decorations. It makes you wonder why the country's flag is not orange. 7. The second country of cheese. It is one of the nicknames of the country, the first country of cheese being, of course, France. It must be said that the Netherlands have a good reputation for all things dairy. Creator of well-known cheeses such as Edam, the country's dairy history dates back to around 200 years before Jesus Christ. The Netherlands even has a cheese museum, which retraces everything, from history to creation techniques. By the way, it is considered that every Dutchman consumes at least 14 kilos of cheese every year. Well, this statistic is not so huge when you know that the Greeks are the biggest consumers in the world, with 25 kilos of cheese on average per year. 8. The bikes. This time, you may already know it, but the Netherlands and cycling is a real love story. The destination is also considered ideal for cycling, on the one hand thanks to the climate, and on the other hand thanks to the infrastructures. And yes, all the infrastructures of the country are designed at best for bicycles. There are no less than 32,000 kilometers of cycle paths, something that is really specific to the country. But this investment was not made wrongly, quite the contrary, because bicycles are an integral part of the daily life of the Dutch. So much so that there are more bikes than people in Amsterdam. The country scores a point in terms of ecology, because with all these bikes, pollution emissions are significantly reduced. 9. Magnificent landscapes. One of the Dutch people's favorite topics of conversation is the weather. At the same time, the climate of the Netherlands can be difficult, both in summer and in winter. But this frequently changing weather brings with it magnificent landscapes, creating lush meadows overhung with clouds. In addition to grasslands, there are also hills and dunes, wetlands, and moors. We can find centuries-old forests, and even mountains, although they are not very high. Another classic in the landscape of the Netherlands are the tulips. The territory presents multicolored fields which welcome very rare flowers. 10. The police's secret weapon. Finally, let us say a few words on the police environment. And yes, we have already talked about it in our videos on Germany, on Brazil, but we must admit that some countries contain very surprising anecdotes about prison. This time, it's not on the side of the prison that everything is played, but on the side of the police. The Dutch police are equipped with an object. Dutch police officers often have at least one bear on them. And of course, they don't use it to soften people on every corner. The reason they keep at least one stuffed animal is in case they have to take care of a troubled child. There you go, you now know 10 interesting facts about the Netherlands. But don't go just like that. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. Tell us what fact surprised you the most in the comments, and on that, we'll see you soon in our new video.